Spendthrift Farm Stallions. First 2-year-olds on the track by Golden Sense, Cross Traffic, It's My Lucky Day, Can the Man, and Shaking It Up, including Golden Sense's stakes winner Pickett, a dominant 9-length winner in the $75,000 DS Shine Young Futurity at Evangeline. Spendthrift, the Breeder's Farm. Hi everybody, Dan Illman and Nicole Russo. Welcome to Spa Babies, presented by Spendthrift Farm. We are up at beautiful Saratoga Springs, covering the Phasing-Tipped and Select Yearling Sale, and we're going to take a look at the opener on the Thursday Saratoga card. We're going 1 1/16 on the inner turf, New York-bred, 2-year-old filly maiden special weights. Let's toss up the field. A short field, but pretty interesting pedigrees.
Very much so, and you know, we're here at the Phasing-Tipped and Sale Pavilion, looking ahead maybe to next year's Spa Babies. First crop sires kind of taking a star role here. There's a lot of horses in this field, but this year's freshman sires, so kind of new stories always being written when we're looking at these young horses.
Lots to like about the horse that drew the inside post. That is the #1 Jot, a $75,000 yearling by Shackelford, who wins 18% with 2-year-old first-time starters. This dam one sprinting on the turf, and the second dam was one of my favorites. New York-bred, multiple stakes-winning turf rider, Irish actress.
Yeah, what a cool horse she was, and a lot of her daughters and granddaughters have been pretty productive broodmares. Shackelford, you know, has had a couple of turf winners, surprisingly. You know, he does well with his 2-year-olds. He can get a turf winner, and I think with the connections of this debut starter, Linda Rice, Jose Ortiz, this horse is going to take some action.
And I'm really not worried about the gaps in the published work tab, because Linda will often do this. Just give a couple of nice gallops out of the gate at times that aren't recorded as published workouts. I think Jot's going to be fit and ready to go first time out. The #2's Quiet Too. This is a really fascinating horse because she was entered earlier this meet for Bob Rabaudo, and we always say watch the board. When we say watch the board, we don't mean Chad Brown or Todd Pletcher, because we know they're going to take money. This filly, by low-profile connections, was taking a ton of money and then was a vet scratch and now shows up on turf. Versatile enough pedigree.
Versatile enough, definitely. You know, Tap is our young stallion you would kind of think of as a dirt sire, but remember his daughter, Monomoy Girl, now the leading 3-year-old filly in the country, did win on turf last year as a 2-year-old. Broodmare sire Crafty Friend, a pretty versatile sire. Bob Rabaudo, a good turf trainer, has a good turf rider here in Manny Franco, and has worked on this course.
Half to Associate, Grade 1 stakes place dirt sprinter, 1 on the turf. Half to the multiple stakes winner Amberjack, stakes winner on dirt, 1 on turf as well. The 3's Carolicious, some angles here, 2 sprints to a route, blinkers on, turf pedigree. This horse that was very, very green last time out at Saratoga, going 5.5 furlongs, making an inside rally, and then started swapping leads about 3-4 times in the stretch. Maybe that's why the blinkers are on.
Yeah, and you know, I do think that this one wants to stretch out. Noble Mission over a Northlight mare. That's a turf and distance pedigree. This is the first crop for Noble Mission. That brother to Frankel, who you know, was a multiple Group 1 winner himself in Europe, really developed as an older horse. I think the Noble Missions are going to be better with experience, with distance. So I like that this one, you know, has a star under her belt and is getting the distance here.
#4 is Time Warp. And doesn't this horse feel like a Kenny McPeak special? First time out on dirt, takes a little bit of money, doesn't do much, now stretches out and switches surfaces. And that's what McPeak does well, as we see from this formulator fact. I mean, boy, over the past 2 years, second time starting 2-year-olds, dirt to turf, sprint to route, maiden special weight. Isn't formulator amazing? 4 for 10 with a $9.05 return on investment. Plus this horse sold well.
Yeah, definitely. And you know, I like Time Warp a little bit on the debut on dirt. Ran 8th in a dirt sprint after brushing the gate. Another freshman sire in Cairo Prince, who was very well regarded. Cairo Prince did his running on dirt, but I do think in the mold of his sire, Pioneer of the Nile, he could be a decent turf sire as well. Pioneer of the Nile ran well on turf and synthetics himself, and his sire good turf horses like Midnight Storm.
Rider switch, Dylan Davis to Javier Castellano. The 5's OK Honey. This one's out of a dam that won 5 turf routes, and distance isn't going to be a problem. That dam's a half to a Grade 2 stakes winning hurdler who won at about 11 miles.
Yeah, definitely. When I see steeplechase horses in a pedigree, successful steeplechase horses, I should say, I always definitely take it as a sign of stamina in the family. This one did show some late energy on debut to be fourth going 6 furlongs. Should definitely improve with the stretch out.
Molly's Party's got some experience. This horse kicked on late in the career debut. Again, a little bit green in the early portion, stayed inside, altered course to the outside, came with a good solid run. And when you look at this pedigree, I mean, this horse is supposed to improve with distance. The dam was a 3-time turf route winner. The second dam was the graded stakes winning turf router, Gastronomical.
Yeah, and I think it's a good, almost international type turf pedigree if you think about it hard enough. Desert Party, a son of Street Cry, could certainly sire a turf horse going long. Has Winks out there right now at the moment, just one case in point. Broodmare sire Flower Alley, you think of him as a dirt sire, but he's popular internationally now standing overseas. This one, another one that, might improve with some distance. Third in the debut in a turf sprint, bumped soundly at the break before running greenly and definitely eligible to improve.
Number 7, Miss After School, might be a bargain, a $25,000 yearling, but there's some pedigree here. This is the family of the Grade 1 Turf Stakes winner Citronade. There's Whiskey Wisdom, a graded stakes winner on the dirt. You got a couple of Canadian champions in this family. Miss After School, underrated barn as well. Should be an interesting price.
Yeah, and in addition to that good female family, this one by the young stallion, Point of Entry. This his second crop of 2-year-olds, and he was certainly a long-winded turf router himself.
First crop stallion has the 8. That's Honorable Rose. That's Honorable Dylan, who, if I recall, is kind of a precocious, sprinty type. What do you think about turf?
He's a son of Tappet, so we'll go off that. Tappet can certainly sire a turf runner. You've got, of course, fillies like Tappet's Fly out there on his resume. So I kind of look at that to see if a stallion might be a hidden turf sire a little bit. Tappet, I like them better on dirt, but he can get you a turf runner.
Nothing hidden about this turf. Nothing hidden turf in this female family. I mean, boy, the second dam of multiple Grade 1 stakes place turf router. Just all European turf and class influences underneath. Okay, pick time. We're kicking off the card on Thursday. We're kicking off the pick 5. Who do you like?
I am going to take another shot with Time Warp, getting that big rider upgrade for Kenny McPeak. We've talked about Kenny McPeak going dirt to turf, sprint to route. As I said, the young stallion Cairo Prince. I do believe that, that those will run well on turf, and this one very eligible to move forward off the debut, off the learning experience when she had the bad break. Molly's Party should also really improve off the debut, and I'm not writing off Honorable Rose on the outside, the Finger Lake shipper for Engelhard, who has pulled surprises like that before and should work out a good trip from the outside.
I'm with you on Molly's Party. I like that debut. You mentioned how she was bumped really soundly coming out of the gate and showed some moxie rallying in the stretch, bred to improve second time out. I'll go with that one, 6-3, 7-2 in Thursday's Spa Babies, presented by Spendthrift.